This past week, I got banned from one of the biggest Reddit filmmaking threads. I'm not going to give them any plug per se, um, but I talked in there with a filmmaker that was in the process of making a film that had an idea that actually probably would be best created using AI as what they were talking about, the subject matter. It would have made sense to use that tool to be able to communicate what they're experiencing. Um, I wonder if the other person that got downvoted a bunch of times that was also trying to have a conversation got banned. I don't know. I can't get in there to comment anymore. Um, I think that when I looked, it did say that there is no discussion of AI, and just because you don't discuss something doesn't mean it's not there. Doesn't mean that it's not going to stay there. It doesn't mean that it will go away. Things don't just disappear. Your voice is very important. If you consider what is possible when you change your mind, when you change, you have new information. If you get new information and you don't change your mind, that's a fixed mindset, and that's a hard one to keep going with. That's a hard one to get new information. And but I also understand whenever you get new information and it makes you confront everything that happened previous and all those things that made you you, and that's very tough as well. I remember I went to a book launch of a Tanahashi Coates book. I think it was The Water Dancer, his first novel, and he discussed this a little bit of how when people have to change their mind, it makes them confront everything that happened in the past. And some people see that as a mistake. Some people see that as a somebody might see that as they wasted time. That happens in these creative fields too, this wasting time. I don't think anything is a waste of time. You're learning something, you are pushing yourself, you're growing. It's not a waste of time. It's if you stay there after you didn't learn anything, or you stay there after you found out something you already knew, or you stay there after somebody lies to you and tells you the wrong thing and tells you it's your fault because you didn't listen, but you did listen to them and they lied to you, then that might be a waste of time. But I think these journeys are all important because without them, we won't get any new knowledge, we won't get any new information, we won't be challenged, we won't be pushed. So we need to talk. We need to share each other's. Hello? It's just a neighbor walking by. We need to challenge ourselves. We need to talk to people that we don't agree with and come back to the middle. And we can't continue to settle differences by screaming and yelling and worse. It's not a good place for humans. It's not a good place for love, and it's not a good place for me and what I'm trying to accomplish. And if you're still watching what you're trying to accomplish, I think love will prevail. I think that it's beautiful out there. I think once you take the opportunity to push yourself outside your comfort zone and meet with somebody maybe you didn't understand or you didn't know, or it kind of gets you out of the fear. And I'm grateful that I've gotten those opportunities, and I've gotten to meet people in my life that have given me the grace to fail without basically not letting me try again. Um, but if you keep doing the same thing over and over and blaming everybody else, that might be something to you have to kind of look on the inside. Like I said, this has been a weird week. It's been a weird week. There's been a lot of good things, but I've also, I've spent a lot of time getting myself out of the internet that is this anger and hate and vitriol, and I don't want that. I don't want to spend any time in there. I want to spend time with people like you. I want to spend time with people that are creative and want to explore and want to engage with the world, and they want to see everything that it has, because I believe this place is beautiful. I don't think God set it up for all the hate. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Everybody keeps asking what we can do to get ourselves out of this. And you're going to have to talk to people. You're going to have to share your stories. You're going to have to share the things that you've experienced. And you're going to have to be willing to put yourself in that vulnerable place. This has been a very vulnerable place to talk to you all. I've been able to do this in person for a while, so it's a strange environment to do this through basically a camera, and maybe the camera is part of the problem. I think that might be part of the problem that got us here. I talk a lot about that, and a camera changes who we are. It changes our perception of other things. Like right now, you can't see what's happening outside of the frame. You have no clue. This is the only perspective you get. You get the one that I give you, and so I think that's knowing that you're never really getting everything in art or in education or in politics or in religion, or you're never getting both sides unless you do a little bit of investigating on your own, a little bit of exploring, a little bit of you got to be curious. You got to go look for it. I'm going to challenge you and myself moving forward to engage more with more curiosity. Like I said, if I was in a classroom, these conversations would be had with students, and I've realized that everybody's worried about the youth and all those kind of things. But believe me, students can have this conversation way better than adults can, especially if they're having it with people that are not afraid to make mistakes and fail and learn and better themselves, and have that grace. I think we need to have that grace and that empathy to understand that people will change as time moves forward, and they will eventually change their mind, and having a little bit of compassion to the journey that they are on. You're never getting both sides unless you do a little bit of investigating on your own, a little bit of exploring, a little bit of you got to be curious. You got to go look for it. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything, and but I do know that over my, you know, 3+ decades of looping around the sun, that change is inevitable. It's the only thing that is constant, and sometimes you have to change your mind. You have to get some more information, and sometimes it hurts that you do find out people have lied to you, and um, that's fair. It's very fair.